In our previous video, we were learning about the method of solving the linear equation in two variables. Now, in today's video, we are going to do some very complicated NCERT book question. So, let's start. Now, today's topic is complicated word problems of NCERT book. In our NCERT textbook, there are some questions in which the statements are so confusing that we are not able to form the equations from them. So let's do these questions today. Now the first question is from exercise 3.5. The question is, places A and B are 100 km apart on highway. Okay? It's very important question and try to understand it because it's very complicated at the same time. There are two places A and B which are 100 km apart. The distance between A and B are 100 km. Then it says one car starts from A and other from B at the same time. At the same time, two cars are starting, one from this place and the other is from this place. Now the first thing it says that if car travels in the same direction, they meet in 5 hours. It says that both the cars are traveling in the same direction. That is, if this car is going in this direction, then from B the car is going in this direction. So after some time they will meet and we need to find the speed. Okay. The second equation will be formed from the other line, but first of all make the first equation. We need to find their speed. Okay. So first thing is, if we want the speed, so the variable will be speed. Let's speed of A x and speed of B be y. Okay, x kilometer per hour, you need to write that also, kilometer per hour. Okay, so for the first equation, it will be my first equation. Both the cars are moving in the same direction. Suppose these cars meet at this point C. Okay. This car is moving in this direction. This car is also moving in this direction. After some times, these two cars will meet at this point, C. Okay. Now, in how much time? 5 hours. After 5 hours, they will meet. Now, I have the time. I have the speed. So, I can find the distance covered by them. So, distance covered by car A or car at A, because A and B are places, cars are not A and B. Distance covered by car at A. It will be speed into time, right? Distance is speed into time. The speed of car A was x. And the time is 5, which is given to us. Similarly, distance covered by car at B will be y into 5, right? So these are my distance. Now looking at the diagram, A has covered this distance and it is my 5x. B has covered this distance, which is my 5y. So by looking at the diagram, can I find the equation? These three terms are given to me. The distance between A and B is 100, B and C is 5y, and complete A and C is 5x. So I can see that AB plus BC equals to AC, right? AB plus BC equals to AC. So I'm just going to put the values. AB is 100, BC is 5y and AC is 5x. Now rearranging them, I will get 5x minus 5y equals to 100. This will be my equation. I can simplify it more by taking 5 common. So if I take 5 common, the equation will be x minus y equals to 100. So the equation will be x minus y equals to 20. So this is my first equation. Okay, what have I done? Distance between A and B was 100. Now after 5 hours, these two cars moving in the same direction meets at the point C. Distance covered by A is speed into time. Speed was x, time is given to be 5 hours. So 5x, it will be 5 by. So according to the diagram drawn, I can see that AB plus BC equals to complete AC. So 100 plus 5 by will be 5x. Rearranging them, I get this equation. Now coming to the second line. If they travel towards each other, okay. Now let's change this diagram. This is my first equation, okay. X minus y equals to 20. This is my first equation which I got. Now the question says if they travel towards each other. They are moving towards each other. That is, if A is moving in this direction and B is moving in this direction. So obviously after some time they will meet. Suppose they meet at this point C. Okay. Now how much time is taken by them? 1 hour. Okay. So distance of A, distance of car at A. Distance covered by it will be speed into time. Speed is x and time is 1. So it will be x. Similarly at B it will be y into 1 which is y. Okay, because time is 1 hour. Na? So x into 1x, y into 1 y. So A has covered x distance. B has covered y distance. Now again looking at the diagram, I can see that this plus this will be equal to complete AB. AC plus BC equals to AB. So simply x plus y equals to 100. This is my equation number 2. And I can easily solve these equations by any method suitable to us, that is by substitution or elimination. The main thing about the question was to understand it and form the equations correctly. The solving part for these questions are very easy because equations are generally formed in a very simple form. Okay, equations come out to be very simple and you just need to apply the formula. Let's apply the formula for these two equations. The equations are x minus y equals to 20 and x plus y equals to 100. So elimination method, 2x equals to 120. So x will be 60 kilometer per hour. Putting in any of the equation, 60 plus y equals to 100. So y will be 40 kilometer per hour. So these are my two answers. You can see that solution part was very simple in this question, but the main thing was forming the equations. Now coming to the next complicated question, that is again from the exercise 3.5. Now the question says area of rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units if length is reduced by 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. If length is increased by 3 units and breadth is increased by 2 units, area increases by 67 square units. Find dimension. First of all, find dimensions means find length and breadth. So my length will be x and breadth will be y. So first thing is let length equal to x and breadth equals to y. Now in this question, the equations are very complicated. Okay, now read this question carefully. Area of rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units. Since it's saying that area is reduced, so that's why I have to find the area also. Okay, I have length and breadth, so I need to find the area also. So area will be length into breadth, right? So x into y. This is my area. Now according to question, let's form the first equation. Area of rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units if length is reduced by 5 units. Okay. First of all, it's saying that length is reduced by 5 units. So my new length is x minus 5. Firstly, it was x, but it is reduced by 5 units. Okay, it is decreased by 5 units. So I have subtracted 5. New breadth will be, breadth is increased by 3 units. That is y plus 3. So area will be x minus 5 into y plus 3. This will be my area. But it also says one more thing. Area of rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units. Which area? The previous area. Which length is reduced? The previous one. Which breadth is increased? The previous one, right? I have reduced the previous length and I have increased the previous breadth. So I should reduce the previous area also. So my area is xy minus 9. Okay, according to this, my area will be x into y minus 9. But according to this data, my area will be this. Both are areas, right? For this first part, both are areas. So they should be equal to each other. X minus 5, y plus 3 equals to xy minus 9. I will solve this equation. Xy plus 3x minus 5y minus 15 equals to xy minus 9. Xy will be cancelled both on the both side. 3x minus 5y equals to minus 9 plus 15, which is equals to 6. So my equation is 3x minus 5y equals to 6. Okay, what have I done? I have done that. Length is reduced by 5 units. I have reduced it. Breadth is increased by 3 units. I have increased it. And find the new area. Okay, it will be my new area. But according to the question, area should be area of rectangle reduced by 9. That is, the previous area is reduced by 9. Both are my areas, so they should be equal. Solving them, I got the equation. This is my first equation. Now, let's find the second equation. It says that if length is increased by 3 units, so now my new length is x plus 3 and new breadth is y plus 2 because both are increased and area increases by 67. First of all, my new area will be their multiplication, length into breadth, and also my area will be previous area increased by 67, right? Previous area increased by 67. Both are areas, so they should be equal. So this is equals to this. Again multiplying them, xy plus 2x plus 3y plus 6 equals to xy plus 67. Cut them, 2x plus 3y equals to 61. These are my two equations for this question. and I need to solve them by any method suitable to me. Now, the main thing is finding these equations, and finding the solution is still a very easy part. Now coming to the very important example of this chapter, it is based on downstream and upstream question. Okay, now the example is a boat goes 30 kilometer upstream and 44 kilometer downstream in 10 hours. In 13 hours, it can go 40 kilometer upstream and 55 kilometer downstream. Determine the speed of stream and boat. Okay, now what are upstream and downstream? What is the meaning of that? Now suppose I have a stream like this. Okay, now it's flowing in this direction. Okay, suppose this is a stream which is flowing in this direction. Okay, now upstream and downstream means, downstream, first of all, downstream means that it is going with the stream. That is, if the stream is going in this direction, downstream means that the boat is also going in this direction. Okay, the stream is going in this direction and boat is also going in the same direction. But upstream means that the boat is going in the opposite direction. Okay, now this means downstream and this means upstream. So upstream means the opposite direction as the stream and downstream means in the same direction. Now according to question, it says boat goes 30 kilometer upstream and 44 kilometer downstream. We need to find the speed. Now for the speed, I have this formula, that is for downstream, the speed will be speed of streamer plus speed of stream. Now what does this mean? Speed of streamer, or in some questions it can be a boat also. So streamer, boat, still water, all these things are same, and the other is speed of stream. Now for downstream there will be addition sign, and for upstream it will be negative. For upstream the formula will be streamer minus stream. That is, their speed is subtracted. This is the speed for downstream and this is the speed for upstream. Why is it like this? Because in upstream they are in the same direction. Suppose it's flowing in this direction and steamer or the boat is also flowing in this direction. So automatically the speed of boat will be faster because it's very simpler to go in the same direction. But in the opposite direction, the boat have to make very hard tries to pass it. Okay, the boat will have to apply a lot of force into it. So the stream will have a negative impact on it. That's why it is subtracted. For example, आप ये देखिए, जैसे हम कभी वैष्णो देवी जाते हैं तो जैसे हमें जब ऊपर चढ़ना होता है ना, ऊपर की तरफ चढ़ना होता है तो हमें बहुत ज्यादा फोर्स लगाना पड़ता है, हमें मुश्किल होती है, हमें ज्यादा टाइम लगता है. लेकिन जैसे हमें वापस नीचे की तरफ आना होता है तो क्योंकि वो स्लांट है तो हम बहुत जल्दी जल्दी चल के आ सकते हैं, तो इसलिए वहां पर हमारी स्पीड ज्यादा हो जाती है. तो सेम प्रोसेस है हमारी अपस्ट्रीम और डाउनस्ट्रीम की. जब हम किसी चीज के साथ साथ चलेंगे तो हमारी स्पीड बढ़ जाएगी, हम जल्दी जल्दी कर सकते हैं. लेकिन जब हम किसी चीज के अगेंस्ट जाके कोई चीज करेंगे तो हमारी स्पीड ऑटोमेटिकली कम होती जाएगी और हमें ज्यादा फोर्स लगाना पड़ेगा. तो सेम थिंग यहाँ पर चल रही है कि अगर अपस्ट्रीम में जाएगा तो बोट के ऊपर स्ट्रीम का एक नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा जो उसकी स्पीड को कम करेगा, और डाउनस्ट्रीम में वो स्पीड ऑफ स्ट्रीमर या स्पीड ऑफ बोट के अंदर स्ट्रीम का एक पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा जो उसकी स्पीड को बढ़ा देगा. सो इसलिए हमारा ये फॉर्मूला होता है. अब मैंने इस क्वेश्चन में क्या किया, स्पीड ऑफ बोट क्या ले ली, सपोज स्पीड ऑफ बोट है x और मेरी स्पीड ऑफ स्ट्रीम क्या है y। ठीक है, तो अगर मैं ये दोनों वैल्यूज यहाँ पुट करूं तो मेरी डाउनस्ट्रीम की स्पीड क्या हो जाएगी, स्पीड ऑफ डाउनस्ट्रीम हो जाएगी x प्लस y और मेरी स्पीड ऑफ अपस्ट्रीम हो जाएगी x माइनस y, क्योंकि मुझे डाउनस्ट्रीम में स्पीड ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगी और अपस्ट्रीम में स्पीड मेरी कम हो जाएगी क्योंकि मुझे अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में जाना है। अभी तक यहाँ पर हमारा कंसेप्ट था अपस्ट्रीम और डाउनस्ट्रीम का कि होता है। अब हम चलते हैं हमारे क्वेश्चन पे। ओके, नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज बोट गोज 30 किलोमीटर अपस्ट्रीम एंड 44 किलोमीटर डाउनस्ट्रीम इन 10 hours। ओके, उसने एक टाइम दिया कि 10 घंटे में वो 30 किलोमीटर अपस्ट्रीम जाता है, 40 किलोमीटर डाउनस्ट्रीम चला जाता है। मतलब वो एक तरह से ये कह रहा है कि पहले वो गया अपस्ट्रीम फिर वो आया डाउनस्ट्रीम और टोटल टाइम उसको लगा 13 आवर्स। ठीक है, तो हमें स्पीड पता है, हमें डिस्टेंस भी पता है। ठीक है, तो पहले तो डाउनस्ट्रीम के अंदर टाइम कितना होगा, डाउनस्ट्रीम का टाइम होगा डिस्टेंस अपॉन स्पीड। डाउनस्ट्रीम में कितना डिस्टेंस 44 और स्पीड x प्लस y। ओके, नाउ सिमिलरली टाइम फॉर अपस्ट्रीम डिस्टेंस अपॉन स्पीड, distance upstream he goes 30 kilometer and speed x minus y. These are the time taken to go downstream and upstream, and together their time is 10 hours. Okay, in 10 hours. So 44 upon x plus y plus 30 upon x minus y will be equal to 10 hours. You can see that this is the time of downstream, this is the time of upstream, and together covering both the areas, that is going upstream and downstream, together it takes him 10 hours. Okay, similarly for the second one, it says that 40 kilometer upstream speed was this and 55 kilometer downstream speed was this, and together the time is 13 hours. Okay, in the same way, okay, time of downstream will be 55 upon its speed and time of upstream will be 40 upon the speed, and together the time will be 13 hours. So I got these two equations. Look at the equations. What was it? 30 upon x minus y plus 44 upon x plus y equals to 10 hours. Okay. Now I can see that these equations are of which type. In our previous video, we have done a special form of equation, that is reducible equations. Okay. If you haven't seen that video, do watch that, and after that only you can do this question. That is equation reducible to pair of linear equations. Now this is the same form and you can do this question by that method only. But the main thing is making the equations correctly. So this was the concept of upstream and downstream. Now let's do the next type of question, that is the question based on work and time. So let's take the example. 2 women and 5 men together finish work in 4 days, while 3 women and 6 men finish it in 3 days. Find time taken by 1 woman alone and 1 man alone. Okay, इस क्वेश्चन में वो क्या कह रहा है? Okay, read it carefully. 2 women and 5 men together finish work in 4 days. 2 women और 5 men ने एक साथ काम किया, यानी 7 people work together और उन्होंने पूरा का पूरा एक काम 4 दिन में खत्म कर दिया. ठीक है, वो कुछ भी काम हो सकता है. इस क्वेश्चन में शायद उन्होंने एम्ब्रॉयडरी का वर्क दिया हुआ है, तो उन्होंने कोई भी काम 4 दिन में पूरा खत्म कर दिया. सेकेंडली वो कह रहा है कि 3 women and 6 men finish it in 3 days. वो कहता है कि अगर इन 7 लोगों की जगह 3 women और 6 men हो जाए, यानी 9 people वर्क करें टुगेदर, तो वो 3 दिन में ही काम खत्म कर दें. तो उसने ये पूछा है कि अगर इतने सारे जने मिलके काम ना करें और सिर्फ एक वुमन अलोन काम करे, तो वो कितने दिन में काम करेगी, या फिर एक मैन अकेला काम करे तो वो कितने दिन में काम पूरा का पूरा खत्म करेगा. तो अब इस क्वेश्चन को करने के लिए आपको यूनिटरी मेथड अच्छे से आना चाहिए. यूनिटरी मेथड हमने पढ़ा है 7th क्लास में आई गेस, तो वो आपको बहुत अच्छे से आना चाहिए, तभी ये क्वेश्चन होगा. ओके, नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट दिस क्वेश्चन. वर्क डन बाय वन वुमन in X days. Okay, one woman worked for X days. Okay, first of all, I am taking this X and taking the time as Y. This is I need to find, right? So, one woman in X days, she completed how much work? She completed the whole work. So, I am taking it as one complete वर्क. ओके, उसने क्या किया, एक विमेन ने बहुत सारे दिन लगाए, कितने दिन हमें नहीं पता, वो हमें निकालने हैं. एक्स डेज में उसने कितना काम कंप्लीट किया, पूरा का पूरा एक काम कंप्लीट कर दिया. तो अब यूनिटरी मेथड के अकॉर्डिंग अगर मैं यहाँ पे कहूँ कि उसने 1 डे में कितना काम किया होगा, अकॉर्डिंग टू यूनिटरी मेथड, इफ आई से दैट हाउ मच वर्क वन वुमन विल डू इन 1 डे, it will be 1 upon x. Okay, it will go in the denominator. Now similarly, I say work done by one man in y days, it will be one complete work. Similar to the woman, if I say one man alone does it in y days, so he will complete the one complete work. So similarly, in 1 day, he will complete 1 upon y work. Okay. Now यहाँ पर हो क्या रहा है, ये 1 upon x 1 upon y क्या है, कि मान लो कि मुझे तुम्हारा ये चैप्टर कंप्लीट कराना है 7 डेज. ठीक है, मैं क्या कहती हूँ कि मैंने 7 डेज में आपका ये पूरा चैप्टर, एक चैप्टर कंप्लीट कराया. तो मैंने एक दिन में कितना चैप्टर कंप्लीट कराया होगा, तो मैंने वो चैप्टर कुछ थोड़ा सा उसका पार्ट कराया होगा. हो सकता है मैंने एक एक्सरसाइज करा दी हो, मैंने 2 करा दी हो. सपोज उस चैप्टर में 7 एक्सरसाइजेज हैं, मुझे एक दिन में एक एक्सरसाइज करानी है, तो आप क्या कहोगे कि मैंने उस चैप्टर का 1/7 पार्ट करा दिया, है ना. तो सेम चीज वो यहाँ कह रहा है कि उसने एक्स डेज में अगर एक पूरा काम कंप्लीट कर दिया, तो उसने एक दिन में उसका 1/x पार्ट कंप्लीट किया. ओके, दिस इज व्हाट इट इज सेइंग. ओके, नाउ आई हैव टू डू दिस थिंग अगेन फॉर नाउ दिस 4. ओके, वर्क डन in 4 days. Till now I was doing for x and y, now I am doing it for 4 days. Similarly, I will do it for 3 days also. Work done in 4 days, one complete work. Okay, so work done in 1 day will be only 1/4 part of work. Okay, now this understanding this thing in this question is very important. Now coming to the question. Okay, till now I know that one woman does 1 upon x, one man does how much work, 1 upon y, and 1 day had 1/4 work complete. Till now I have done these 3 things. Okay, now according to question, 2 women and 5 men together finish work. if one woman do the work 1 by x work, how much work will 2 women do? Obviously 2 into 1 upon x, that is 2 into 1 upon x. One man does the work in 1 day, 1 upon y work, so 5 men will do 5 into 1 upon y work, and together they complete the work in 4 days. So in 1 day how much work will be completed? 1 upon 4th work will be completed. So in this question what we basically did, we find the value that how much work is done by everyone in just 1 day. They are talking about 4 and 3 days, but we are calculating about just 1 day. So this will be my first equation. Now similarly I can find the second equation. 3 women and 6 men work together and complete the work in 3 days. Okay, I am again repeating how did I find it. 1 by x work is done by 1 woman. Okay, 1 woman work 1 by x part of work. So 2 women will complete 2 into 1 upon x work. 1 man completed 1 by y work. So 5 men will complete 5 upon y work, and together they complete the work in 4 days. So in 1 day how much work will be completed? In 1 day 1 by 4th work will be completed. So it will be 1/4. Similarly for the second, 3 women were working, so 3 into this, 6 men were working, 6 into this, and this is this. Now the equations are 2 upon x plus 5 upon y equals to 1 upon 4. 3 upon x plus 6 upon y equals to 1 upon 3. These are my two equations, and by looking at the equation I can see that these equations are from exercise 3.6, that is reducible equations, and you need to apply that method to solve it. So students, these were some complicated questions of this chapter, that is chapter number 3. You need to complete this chapter, practice this chapter as much as you can because it's a very important chapter. Now keep practicing and thank you.